Good afternoon, everybody. I'm calling the meeting of the Board of Review of the City of Woodland Park to order. Madam, would you please do a roll call?
Certainly. Vice Chair Jeff Smith,
Here.
Jeff Cahill,
Here.
Martine Vogel. Here. And Chair Mac McVicker.
Here. All right, we have a quorum. And if I could ask everybody please to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. You're a veteran, you may salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Next item on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from last February the 10th. That was some of the shortest minutes I think I've ever seen, Mr. Burgess. Thank you. I've read them. I have no issue with them. Does anybody? Mr. Cahill, are you okay with it?
Everything was fine for my proofreading.
Okay. Martine, Jeff? Good. Do I hear a motion to approve? So moved. Second?
Aye.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And the official one is right here. I've learned from past omissions on my part to sign it right now. Today is the 12th, correct?
Yeah.
Yep,
Thank you.
I think I've looked at it 7 times today.
2 days after Mother.
Yeah.
Which would have been.
Oh, it was 5 days after my wife's birthday, which was more important.
You put it right there. Dave is the one who needs to take them because no good comes from when they get handed to me.
Next item on the agenda for today, we have no consent items, no complaints, no variance or appeals hearings, no unfinished business. We do have some new business to discuss. It's the review and recommendation regarding a request from the Northeast Teller Fire Protection District. Some of you or most of you probably know it as NETCO, to update the City of Woodland Park Fire Code by adopting the 2021 International Fire Code with amendments to be effective no later than June the 30th, 2026. This is a legislative action, and I'm going to open it up to discussion.
If I can get this to work.
It's Jeff Cahill. I skimmed basically 81 pages of the 83 listed. I noticed there was quite a few grammatical errors. Just so whoever implements this, if it gets to be indoctrinated, I might want to go through and correct all those.
Do you have a marked up copy?
I do not. It was just there. It was rife with grammatical errors and misspellings.
I can tell you that based on the fact that the work session went so well last Thursday and there was so little discussion, went ahead and have the city attorney starting on actually drafting the formal ordinance form. So I'm not sure how much of that they're potentially cleaning up or not. But this is the document that was provided to us by NETCO. And Dave identified today that the page numbering wouldn't carry through past page 11. That is a feature in that Word document that I cannot outwit. So, so that's part of what makes it a little challenging to look at if you had something in particular that you wanted to look at, but we can work through that. But anyhow, the city attorney's office is drafting the ordinance. I don't know how much of that she's potentially correcting.
Well, they should A, have a proofreader, but B, it does not really matter. The context within all of the draft was legible enough to comprehend if you would interpolate yourself. But I don't know how legally binding that would be.
Yeah, I'm not an attorney. I
So
don't know.
give that to
either.
the attorney.
Yeah.
Just a comment and overview for me.
Okay, thank you for that.
Jeff, would it be, this is Mac McVicker. I know you've spent a lot of time on it already. Do you think you could find those mistakes pretty quickly if you go through it again and mark them up?
Not for 81 pages, no.
Okay,
So
Jeff Smith, I think it's best to, I would. For all the years that I've been doing this, I would pretty sure that the attorney is going to take care of making sure it's.
the biggest glaring mistake I found, and this came out of El Paso County, is they made reference to El Paso County Sheriff's Office instead of Teller County Sheriff's Office. I have pointed that out to Chief Lambert. He found it, agreed, and I know that one's gonna be corrected. Is there any more discussion on this? Madam Director?
I don't have anything else. I mean, I really defer to you all. As was spelled out in the memo I sent you, we're on a very tight timeline if this is going to be adopted. So the first reading of the ordinance by City Council would be May 21st. So there is a little bit more time in there to kind of finesse and correct typos and such. And then the public hearing would be that first meeting in June. I think it's June 5th. June 4th. Yeah, Thursday, June 4th would be when City Council actually conducts their public hearing on that.
Jeff Cahill again, and I wouldn't mind helping to do corrections, but I don't want to print out 83 pages so I can redline stuff. And I don't have the expertise on my computer to scroll through, find it, and then double check without having a page to reference back to. So that's one disadvantage for me.
Okay. We can hook you up with a paper copy, Jeff, if you are wanting to dive in and take that scan through.
How many days do we have? I mean, I have a schedule too, so.
Let me look at the calendar real quick.
You basically have a week. And I feel
Yeah,
it's too much to ask you to go through it all again. I can take some of it.
If you want to team up and do something like that, do 40 pages each.
Yes,
We could do 5 pages a night or 6 pages.
whatever.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, could I pitch in here a little bit?
I'm sorry.
Could I pitch in on this a little bit here?
Yeah,
Dave Burgess, planner here with the City of Woodland Park. I just wanted to point out that all the other fire districts that were involved in this have adopted this as it is.
as it is.
I'm not sure that whose responsibility it would be at this point to go through and correct 83 pages of typos and grammatical issues. Not sure that Tyler would take that on, so I don't know how much merit there would be in that effort. I just wanted to offer that up for the
And-
board.
and before you guys dive in, I'm supposed to email the city attorney at the end of this meeting anyhow, so I can get a little more intel from her before you guys dive into
So
something
in
like
light
this.
of what Dave Burgess has just pointed out to us and your timeline to get it to the city attorney, I think with that extra information, we listen to Mr. Smith here and send it on as is.
Okay,
I mean, even the Declaration of Independence has words scratched out.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Even the Declaration of Independence has words scratched out and was still published.
Oh, yeah,
They didn't have word processors back then.
No, they did not. Or spell
So-
check.
I'm okay with sending it to the attorney as is. And I'm sure they will catch the reference to El Paso County Sheriff's Office in there.
I'm gonna call that out to them specifically.
Or you, since you have the soft copy, you can do a search on El Paso,
Yeah, no, I'll flag that for them when I email them.
okay?
Fine with me.
Yep.
I just thought it should be noted.
Thank you, Dave. That was an excellent point you made. But Dave is right. 18 fire departments in El Paso County accepted it, signed off on it. And I just want to say again, Karen, thank you for putting this schedule together because it gives us firm dates that we have to meet. There's no guesswork involved on that. So thanks again.
We did invite the fire chief to this meeting here today, so I was really a little bit surprised that he wasn't joining us. But yeah. I'm needing you guys to make a recommendation and yeah, he goes, marches forward to the next step.
Jeff Cahill here. I have been involved in several of these code rewrites. And since we are up against the wall clock time-wise, I don't know if it's appropriate to go ahead and make a recommendation to adopt it as is, as presented to us, because of the time crunch we have for June 30th and the onerous imposition of a more restrictive set of regulations. I would say let us, be my recommendation that we adopt it as is and push it forward.
Well, I would say in your motion, you guys can also make the recommendation authorizing the city's attorney's office to address or correct any typo and well, especially typos. Grammatical errors are a little dicier in codes, since sometimes the sentences are a very specific structure for a reason, but for at least correcting typos.
Well, I'm not sitting here and hoping to extend any discussion on this because we're going to hit the same brick wall. So if you want to help redraft that little diatribe I just went through, Mac,
If we, what?
you want to help redraft that little diatribe that I just went through, adding Karen's verbiage relative to the spell checking and the grammatical issues.
Is that your motion?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So I can summarize for you unless you
No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. What I'm understanding your motion to be is that the Board of Review recommend the City Council adopt this proposed code, the 2021 International Fire Code, with the proposed amendments that came from Northeast Teller County Fire Protection District, and authorizing the city attorney to address any typos that are found within this document as a part of preparing the ordinance for City Council.
Sounds good. What she said.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a
I'll
second,
second it.
and I will see if I can correctly phrase what I just heard. We have a motion to adopt the 2021 International Fire Code with the amendments that were
Let's just be right now. I'm not adopting, recommending.
Oh, and as a matter of fact, I overstepped myself. I know Martine wanted to say a few things relative to concerns that she had. I'm sorry, I stepped on your toes.
Oh, thank you. This is Martine Vogel. Some of my questions might have been better suited for, I guess, for their meeting last week. However, figured I'd bring them up anyway, just a couple of concerns. Well, not really concerns, just questions, I guess. There's some mentioning of the amendments relying on fire department SOPs and sort of adopted fee schedule, and was that provided, like what those fee schedules are and things like that? And are those will we have to abide by shifting schedules, fees and things like that? How does that impact this, the code, the amended code?
Mac McVicker here. I must admit, I don't know what that fee schedule is. I know it was referenced,
Yeah,
but I don't. Unfortunately, the purpose of this board in the 13 years it's been around, we've never addressed the International Fire Code one time in 13 years. And this was a heck of a learning curve for me, as I'm sure it is for the rest of you, to find out that we have to make the recommendation to City Council to adopt this. I have to lean, going back to what Dave said, I have to lean on the fact that 18 fire departments in El Paso County, volunteer fire departments, plus 4 manned fire department, municipal fire departments, have already approved all this. I think it's fair to try to get more information on this. And I can reach out to Chief Lambert to say, what is the schedule of fees for this? Because I don't know. Does anybody here know?
Well, and I don't know that Teller County has that many fees. Not that long ago, they adopted an impact fee for new structures. So I don't know if that's reference to that. A lot of times what you see with codes is it sets out the standards, but the actual fee schedule is adopted separately, a lot of times by a resolution, because it's a lot easier to modify if necessary. So it's not surprising to me that the fees are not spelled out in this document.
Jeff Cahill here. I hate to use the word victimized, but being a contractor for 40 years in El Paso County and doing work in Teller County, I find that from some period to another, fees get adjusted based upon the economy, inflation, and et cetera. And we just had a code reintroduced in February in Colorado Springs, and the basic permit application was going to be $275. I just ran through a permit this week, and now it's $295 in 3.5 months. So things get changed, and I don't think they can implement those and say it's going to be a static fee. It's going to be adjusted as they see fit.
And in my training has always been that the board is the one who actually set those schedules, and that should be done through a properly noticed public meeting. Now, whether or not you're tuned in to when the fire board meets and what's on their agenda, I can't address that. I know I'm certainly not tied into that. But to adopt any kind of a fee, the special district or the municipality really should do that through a properly noticed public meeting.
Well, I think it's, to sum this up, good point, but it's beyond the scope of this board.
Thank you.
You had other points?
No, maybe just this Martine Vogel. There's, when it comes to appealing, any decisions and things like that, that is the, Fire Protection District Board is the appeal board, is that?
Yeah.
Correct, okay.
They basically enforce the fire code.
All right, and then the only other point was that the talks about the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code being adopted for reference purposes. Okay, but then it says that the permit, its permit construction document and inspection enforcement appendices are adopted entirely. So basically, I guess the reference, the Wildfire Resiliency Code that's referenced, is that going to be enforceable, or is it just a reference for determining enforcement, or does that make sense?
That is the subject of an email that I sent yesterday
Oh,
to Karen, Dave, and Aaron Lottie, as to how we address the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code.
so that was
That's
the question.
That's the next step for us.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
all I have.
That's all you have. Good points.
No, I'm good.
All right. So Jeff, you made a comment. I
Yeah,
said,
you
we have-
recommend, you're recommending that they adopt it.
okay. So we have a motion. I'll see if I can phrase it correctly this time. Thanks for your help. We have a motion before this Board of Review to recommend to adopt the 2021 International Fire Code with the amendments, subject to our legal counsel making typographic corrections, and get this forwarded on to the city council. That pretty much sum it up? Okay. Who made the second on that?
Mr. Smith, or Cahill, sorry.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, we're ready for a vote.
Martine Fogel,
Yes.
Mac McVicker,
Yes.
Jeff Smith,
Yes.
and Jeff Cahill.
Aye.
Motion
Okay,
passes.
motion approved unanimously. Is there anything else to bring up at this meeting? I know Karen wants to make this short and sweet. I'm gonna bring up just one thing real quick. We will be meeting again before too long on the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code. This got started back with Senate Bill 23-166. That formed a board, Wildfire Resiliency Code Board, who wrote this document. And we will be addressing that at this board at some date to be determined, but that's our next step in this.
How many pages is that?
40.
I don't think that one's too bad.
42, of which a couple of them are blanks. So like here's one page intentionally left blank. So around 40. And it's pretty straightforward. So with that, we have any other open discussion items from anybody. I hereby declare this meeting adjourned.